Juan Rodrigo. Welcome to the
Virginity Conversation.
So, the podcast where we explore the complex, often misunderstood, and deeply personal topic of virginity. From cultural perspectives to personal stories, societal expectations, to sexual empowerment, we're diving deep into what virginity means today. So, and what it's meant throughout the history. So, the first question, are you virgin?
Yes! Yes! Of course! Yes!
But before we dive into these topics, let me introduce myself. I am Darlene Bukilia.
I'm John Lester Minsalvas.
I am Josh Gabriel Granado.
I am Zoran Nares, and we are the Team Virgin.
Virgins.
How do cultural and social norms influence the perception of virginity in various societies?
So, first topic is about cultural and social perspectives. So, what can you say about it?
Well, in our culture, virginity has been viewed as a symbol of purity, especially for women. And this is closely tied to a family honor, and it's linked to expectations surrounding marriage. In many Filipino families, women are expected to remain virgins until they get married. And losing virginity before, that can be seen as shameful or a loss of reputation for both for the women and their family. And this perspective of us was influenced by strong religious beliefs, and most particularly for those who are in Catholic. And I'm not saying that they are all, but some. And chastity before marriage is often emphasized, and is expectation is deeply embedded to our culture as a Filipino.
Well, for me as a woman, virginity has varying meanings across cultures and religions, often tied to moral or spiritual values. So, in many traditional societies, virginity is seen as a marker of purity, as you said a while ago, particularly for us women, and is deeply linked to familial honor and marriageability. So, yun talaga. Conversely, in some progressive cultures, virginity is regarded as a personal milestone rather than a societal expectation. So over time, some societies have shifted from rigid views to more liberal ones, reflecting changing attitudes toward gender equality and sexual autonomy. So the association of virginity and purity can have profound effects on self-worth, especially to us women. So, it creates undue pressure, making people feel valued or devalued based on an arbitrary social construct. So, virginity is more a cultural idea than a biological reality. So, since there is no definite physical marker for it, and this cultural construct perpetuates double standards where male virginity is often dismissed or even mocked, while female virginity is idealized or scrutinized.
So for me, on my own perspective, so virginity is often seen as a social construct that carries different meanings depending on the culture and in societies where you are. So in many societies, it ties to purity and morality. So this one, it influences how men act or feel about their role in relationship and societies where they have the culture. In many culture, virginity is also associated with the religious belief and familiar culture, where it has the pressure on the person or on us.
To conclude what you have guys all said, over time, societal views on virginity have changed due to social influences.
Yes.
These changes may lead to pressure to conform the societal norms.
Okay.
What are some personal stories and experiences related to virginity?
Okay. Second topic is about our personal stories and experiences. So let's start, Mr. Ganado.
So for me, personal stories and experiences regarding virginity is how the feelings of pressures of the surroundings contribute to related in virginity, and it reveals how societal pressures shape individual feelings and beliefs regarding in that particular virginity.
For me, based on my personal stories and experiences, so as growing up, virginity was often portrayed as something to lose quickly. Because as a man, if you lose quickly your virginity, and it defines you who you are as a man.
So it's like it will contribute to your masculinity.
Yeah, perfect. And virginity when it actually happened, it wasn't as important as it was to be. But it is more about the experiences and rather than the act itself.
Well, for me, as I grow up in a religious family, and actually I was an altar server, and I was taught that virginity was a big deal.
It's not it's not
Yeah.
So you mean that you are
It's
religious
not in my
person?
face.
You-
not
And
obvious.
they always remind me that it was something that I should save for someone, especially for someone that I am about to marry.
So
And
what you're trying to say is your religious belief is
in line.
in line
yes,
with your...
and I never question it, but because that's what's everyone's belief.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, for me, I have to believe that virginity is a gift and something sacred to be shared with someone special, or that special someone is who I'm about to marry.
So you're agreeing that your virginity is a essential or is a gift to your husband.
Yes. But I do not disregard the other women who lose their virginity to the men
They used to.
that they are not married with. And I also
What is the relationship between sexuality and relationships?
So, in our third topic is about sexuality and relationships. Okay, who would like to share?
Okay, for me, virginity, sexuality, and relationship are all personal choices. I believe losing virginity should be something that happen when I feel ready with someone I trust and respect. It's not about meeting people's expectation, but about understanding my own feelings and boundaries. And it's my decision, and it should be made on my terms without any pressure. Like what you said, I should not do it for pressure
Or the expectations
or
of the
expectation of others. Yes.
So for me, virginity holds significance in relationships. Trust, mutual and respect, and emotional connection are what matter most right now. And it's not lost. It's not. We're not here to judge our partner if they lost their virginity. It's about the mutual respect to them and how we trust our partner.
So for me, in modern relationships, virginity is crucial discussion in promoting healthy and respectful relationship, because nowadays I observe that many individuals or below 18 age are getting pregnant. So
Yes.
So, in my perspective, healthy and respectful relationship doesn't mean that you need to give your virginity for the person that you love.
I think it's from the fact that day by day we are getting more liberated, and we are like basing this scenarios or this situation from other countries that virginity is not that not that important or not that sacred to them. Oh, not something like that, but they're not considering it as something sacred, rather that like premarital sex. Yes, premarital sex is not a big deal to them. Unlike here in the Philippines, we're a Roman Catholic country in general, and most of us. So we believe that this is sacred and something that should be a gift to someone else, as we mentioned a while ago. So for me today, virginity's importance varies depending on individual and cultural context. So in healthy relationships, consent and mutual understanding matter for more than whether one is a virgin. To avoid shame or anxiety, people need to approach virginity with an open mindset, focusing on emotional connections and readiness, as you said a while ago. So, tying someone's worth in a relationship to their virginity is reductive and harmful. So, for example, for the LGBTQ plus individuals, the traditional notions of virginity often don't apply, further highlighting its inadequacy as a universal concept. So that's all. And what about the debunking myths and misconceptions? So when we say debunking myths and misconceptions, these are the most common myths about virginity that we think that should be addressed. And if there's too much focus on the first time in sexual experiences, and that if we should redefine virginity in a modern context, and if that you believe that virginity should be seen as a loss or more like an experience to grow from.
Well, many people think that virginity is a physical condition like having an intact hymen, or that defines someone's worth, but that's not true. Virginity is a personal and cultural idea, not a mental fact, and it means different things to different people. It's important to avoid judging or labeling someone. Based on this concept, as it doesn't determine someone's character, values, or dignity, understanding this will help promote and promote respect and acceptance.
So for me, addressing common myths about virginity can help clarify misunderstanding, but viewing virginity as a part of personal growth rather than a loss is significantly different, because I have observed from our ancestors or the elders about us, they say that if before you can grow as a man, you need to first have a sexual experiences. Yes.
Before marriage.
Yes. Before, and that if you have a sexual experiences, now you can be a man.
Oh. So that's one of the societal expectations and pressure to know men. Well, common myths such as the idea that virginity cannot be physically proven need to be dismantled. So, as you've said, the hymen should be
Intact.
yeah. And there is excessive focus on the first time as it defines one's entire sexual journey. And virginity should be redefined as a personal experience rather than a loss or a rite of passage dictated by others. And so, we're all watching movies and medias here, right? And from that, media and movies have romanticized and dramatized the virginity, creating unrealistic expectations. So, the notion of regaining virginity reflects societal obsession with purity, which is better replaced with acceptance and growth. And that's my perspective to that.
How does sex education influence the perception of virginity?
So, next is about sex education and virginity. Would like to speak this?
So, a comprehensive sex education can help people to learn the truth about virginity, reproductive health, and consent. It's not just about the biology but also making informed choices. However, there's a challenge in sex education in the Philippines. So, sex education in the Philippines is still seen as taboo in many schools and homes. Many parents feel uncomfortable discussing these topics, and some even see it as encouraging their children in sexual activity. But the irony is, when people don't have proper education, they are more vulnerable to misinformation and risky behavior. So right now, sex education is important. Teaching young people about their bodies and relationships doesn't corrupt them, but it empowers them to think and how to alagaan yung kanilang sarili.
So, it's like the distribution of condoms.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But many people think that it's encouragement to use protection, and we need to say to do that act.
Yes, they're encouraging children to engage in sexual activities.
That's the misconception, but it's about the proper.
Is to have a proper way to have sex or to practice a safe sex.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So for me, sex education should shift away from emphasizing virginity and instead focus on healthy communication, consent, and respect. So, teaching young people about sexual autonomy and diverse experiences fosters inclusivity and reduces shame. So, the portrayal of virginity in educational materials often reinforces outdated stereotypes, impacting students' understanding of intimacy and sex. That's for me.
How is virginity connected to empowerment?
Next is virginity and empowerment. So, for me, quote unquote, whether you're a virgin or not, it does not define your worth or make you any less of a person. So, it resonates deeply with the evolving understanding of self-importance and identity, especially from a woman's perspective. So, for centuries, societal norms have often linked a woman's value to her sexual status, perpetuating harmful stereotypes and double standards, as I've mentioned a while ago. So, virginity has been formed as a marker of purity, morality, and even dignity, while it's lost particularly outside prescribed contexts like marriage. So, it hasn't justly been associated with shame or loss of value. And these ideas stem from patriarchal traditions that sought to control women's beliefs, women's bodies and choices. So, my body, my rules, you know that. And from a woman's perspective, embracing the truth that virginity is not a measure of worth is an act of reclaiming autonomy and rejecting outdated narratives. So, a woman's value lies in her character, her kindness, her intellect, and her contributes to the world, not in her sexual history or decisions. So, this perspective for me, is empowering because it encourages women to define themselves on their terms, and it allows space for individual journeys, whether someone chooses to remain a virgin by personal, cultural, or religious convictions, or chooses otherwise for reasons meaningful to them. So both choices are equal, valid, and worthy of respect. Moreover, reducing a woman's identity to her virginity ignores the complexity of human relationships and the nuances of sexuality, and it strips away her right to be seen as a whole person, someone with dreams, aspirations, and intrinsic value beyond societal labels. So, the importance of this mindset cannot be overstated in fostering gender equality. So, when women are freed from these limiting definitions, they can embrace their full potential without guilt or fear of judgment. So, it's a reminder that worth is inherent and unshakable, rooted in being human, and should never be contingent on circumstances as intimate and personal as one's sexual status. And that's my perspective.
Well, for me, I agree with that there. And nowadays, we see virginity. Virginity is often tied to morality and family honor, especially for women. But for me, it should be about personal choice, not what society expects. I feel empowered when I can make decisions about my body on my own terms. And I think we need to stop saying losing virginity and start focusing on being ready, making informed choices. It's not a loss, it's a growth. I'm Groot.
You mean growth?
Or growth.
Or Groot?
Tingnan niyo ka.
How is self-worth connected to virginity?
Okay, next.
So let's move on to the next topic, which is the self-worth and virginity. So, self-worth is more than a single aspect of your life. It's about your character, your passion, and how you treat others, and how you grow as a person. So, a person, whether virgin or not virgin, doesn't define who they are. So, actually guys, for you to know, I'm not virgin anymore. So, I grew up being told that I had to protect my virginity because it was the most important thing that I should give to my future wife. However, when I become sexually active, I felt so much shame and unrespectable to the society. But I realized after then that my value doesn't change and my personality doesn't change also. So I'm still the Zoran who are they to know, and I'm still kind, hardworking, and I deserve more than respect in society. Whether I'm virgin or not virgin at all. They should respect me and treat me as a person, not how they see me as not virgin.
I agree with that. Virginity is not the measure of your worth.
Yes.
Yes, right. How about you?
So how about you, Mr. Go? Do you have any sex experiences or are you still a virgin?
I am not a virgin. And I have here some suggestions for balancing both self-worth and virginity. First, you must consider self-reflection. Consider your beliefs about self-worth and virginity. Acknowledge how culture and society may have shaped these views. And second, focus on intrinsic value. Recognize that self-worth should not be contingent upon sexual experiences or societal standards. Focus on qualities that make you unique and valuable. And by this, understanding the self-worth is intrinsic and not based on sexual experience helps foster a healthier perspective and both self-esteem and personal choices regarding virginity.
Well, for me, from my 4-year relationship, whether you believe or not, I'm still a virgin. And
That's good though.
that's how I value virginity, as I've said a while ago, that it's sacred for me. And my inner voice during those times, of course, in a 4-year relationship, it's inevitable that you'll be tempted to do such acts. But for me, my inner voice during that time was my mother. And from me, the trust that she put to us, my ex, from that 4-year relationship is what I am holding, and I think that's how I value what she said, and that overall in general, whether you're a virgin or not, you should be respected, and it shouldn't be the basis of your worth. And individuals must recognize that virginity is a social construct that does not define their identity or value, and that's my perspective.
So, in short, virginity is not a judgment to judge a person. It's about to respect everyone else.
So, for the future of virginity, what can you say about it?
So, virginity, as we discussed earlier, has always been shaped by society, culture, and religious. But as people become more open-minded and conversation about sex, consent, and relationship progress, the way we view virginity is about to shift.
So, the relevance of virginity will likely diminish as society progresses toward greater sexual liberation and inclusivity, creating a world where people feel comfortable with their sexual choices, involves deconstructing outdated norms and emphasizing respect and autonomy. So, in the next 20 years, I hope to see virginity viewed as a personal milestone free from judgment or societal expectations.
Well, for me, I think the perspective on virginity, it will still be important, especially for religious and for families, because that's it.
So, I have here a message to the next generation. So for you, the next generation, you have the power to redefine what virginity means, or it should even mean anything at all. So your work isn't tied to any label or milestone. So it's how you live, love, and grow. And virginity does not define your person or your work.
Well, we thank you for listening to our topic and our discussion about
Virginity.
So we should respect everyone else.
No matter what, they are if they are virgin or not.
Yeah. Perfect.
Virginity is a matter of
Right.
Well, it's a matter of right with limitations,
Yes,
including
limitation.
consent.